Is this just free reign? Just say anything, swear.
Just as long as they don't incriminate you, or you know, the old Bill knock your door like, Mason, bam, 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 you do it, and then we've got evidence here, then we're screwed, you know.
And the next thing I know, I remember seeing his hand like this, and I wake up on the floor of the studio, and I started trying to make rap music. And
yeah, you got any bars for the camera? So, do you double on that?
Back up, but then I'll use white to cut that back. Then I'll go spray that little tiny bit, the filter, you call it.
You know what I mean? I've got to do a bit of shadow boxing for the crew of that. How you doing, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Catch Up with Duran, podcast about spreading positivity, inspiring others to do better, promoting promoting people's businesses and visions. So first of all, I want to thank you, big shout out to our sponsors, Jason Property Development, great people, supported us with every project that we do. Big shout out to Screwtech, my good friend Brady. If you need your roof fixing, hit him up, he's an absolute legend. Champions Gym, big shout out to them. If you need training, Muay Thai, boxing or any merchandise, go and see them guys as well. Aquapacks, a good friend of mine who supplies all the FIFO camps with water. And a big shout out to my friend Sam. He's doing the videography today. He's an absolute legend. Please hit him up, check him out, and contact him if you need any videography. All right, guys. So today we've got my good friend on Mason. He's a legend, you know. He's a legend straight up, man. His story's inspiring, what he does is inspiring. But I'll let you introduce yourself to the camera.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot for having me.
Yeah.
Duran, by the way, I met Duran, a month or two ago?
Probably about a month and a half.
Yeah. And just straight away, good energy. You just know straight away when someone's got that good energy.
Nice one.
Yeah, for me, I'm an artist. I do lots of different kinds of art. Behind us, we've got this spray paint that I've done, and a couple of other pieces down the side there as well. I'm an apprentice tattoo artist at the moment.
Wicked.
But I don't know, you just have to look at my page to see everything, because it's
What is your
so much.
Instagram page, please? Tell the people.
At KUSHO.au, KUSHO.au.
Please follow it, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Also, hit up Mason for some canvases, because he does really good canvases.
Yeah, any kind of painting, if anyone wants anything. I mean, you've hit me up recently to do a photo of your uncle. Your granddad.
Yeah, my granddad.
Working on that still, you know.
Oh, bless you, thank you.
We'll put that together soon.
So, first question is, how did you get into art?
Oh, gee. Okay, so when I was younger, I've just always been wanting to draw. Hey, like my auntie, she's an artist. She'll draw with pencils, graphite, and then my mum's auntie, we call her Noonie. She was always drawing with pencils as well.
Right, okay.
She's done a few pieces, like my cousins and that.
Right.
And I always thought that was mad. I wanted to give it a crack. Yeah, probably around maybe 9 years old. I started like drawing with pencils.
Okay.
And then growing up, I don't know, no one else around me was really drawing or doing art and that. I still liked it, but no one else was doing it, and I kind of just didn't really pursue art for ages, to be honest.
Okay.
Like maybe a good 7 years. I'm trying to do the math in my head. Maybe 13, 14 in high school I started drawing again.
Right, okay.
In like art class and that.
What's your
years, and then,
biggest project and biggest achievement you've done in art?
Altogether? Jeez, I'm not sure. Maybe I just put together this mural recently.
Right.
I'll send you the clip so you can put it up on
that'd be brilliant.
That was at Perth Artist Collective on Murray Street in the city.
Right.
That was huge. And that was my first like proper commission mural.
Yeah.
Where I was, able to earn some decent money from it that would keep me going for a little while.
Decent.
Yeah, and like I don't know how. I mean, I'm not some big shot artist or anything like that.
Not yet. Not yet.
Maybe
clarify that, Okay?
Yeah, but I don't know. Somehow, I guess I directed my energy in the right way, and I was lucky enough to be able to do what I do now for a living.
Okay.
I think that's why that piece was so significant for me.
Right.
So the owner, Shay, of Perth Artist Collective, shout out to Shay. I met her maybe, 6 months to a year ago.
Right.
There was a pottery pop-up on Murray Street. A lady named Anna was running it. And I just went in. I was getting a vape from the vape shop across the road.
Right.
And come in, said, "Oh, hi guys, what's going on here?" Show me around. And I was like, "Oh, I'm an artist too. I like all this stuff." And then she's like, "Oh, no, I showed my pieces, showed my murals. I just finished up this mural for one of the friends' cafes, Corner 33 in South Perth." She was like, "Oh, I'd love for you to do some art in here. I'm trying to extend the lease, but it's a bit shaky at the moment." I said, "Yeah, cool. You let me know." It went on for a few months, and then sort of I think the place like shut down. I think Anna, she had to fly back home, something with the family. But Shay was working there, and then Shay hit me up a few months ago and said, "Hey, I've opened up my own pop-up now, a couple doors down from there, come through and paint." And it was like, that happened at the same time I just split up with my ex-partner.
Right.
I just moved back home with my family. I decided I was going to do art full-time. And I was still working at my old job full-time. I was selling cars, car salesman. And I just wanted to switch everything in that way. So I think that when I say my biggest achievement, my biggest piece is that, because that piece was like a signifier for all this change in my life.
Yeah.
Which has all happened quite suddenly, and I'm very fortunate, like, it just happened.
Fair play. So with the art, how did you fall into tattooing?
Well, tattooing is like a lifestyle as well.
Okay.
You know, it seems like when you talk about doing art and doing something that you can... Look, my dream has always been to have a creative career where I can just do art every day and earn money from it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll get into it after. You know Ikigai? Do you know about
The
Ikigai?
book. Yeah.
So like, Ikigai, I might as well just throw it in there. Ikigai.
That was one of the questions anyway, a book
really?
that you would read,
or
you've read and like,
what
inspired you, so that's a book.
Ikigai, yeah. We'll come back to that after then. I'll come back to Ikigai if you want, Briefly, Ikigai talks about purpose and doing things that you love and what fulfills you and what you can earn money from, and then what you're good at as well, and what the world needs. And so looking at that, you know, I've always loved art. It's but art is such a broad term as well. If you check out my page, you see I've done a lot of different things. I've tried a lot of different things over time. You know, started a couple of clothing brands. I was a DJ, a music producer for a little while.
So you're very creative then, aren't you?
Well, that's
you're very creative, bro.
Because
this is your brand as well.
Yeah, Phil. Yeah, that's the old
guys,
brand.
these are for sale, 20% off.
Yeah.
Definitely hit these up. These are quality t-shirts, man.
These are. This is like an archive sort of brand now. But if anybody wants them, let me know. I've still got a bit of stock.
20% off. Hit up Mason, man.
Yeah, 100%. Right. But it all falls under art. I mean, I think life itself is art, and if you have a creative brain, or maybe you're a bit on the spectrum like me, you know, like you'll see the world differently, and all of it applies. You know, drawing, painting, music, even conversation is a form of art, I think.
Definitely.
And when I was working in sales, that was really fun. You know, that's conversation itself. So to do something creative that I could earn money from, there's a few options, right? I could be a mural painter for a living, which I'm trying to do now as well, still earning money from doing murals and commissions. You know, or you could be a music producer, but it's quite volatile. It's quite difficult, but a lot of people can make it work, and I've got a lot of friends who have made it work. But for me, I just couldn't quite get there, you know? Maybe not yet. Maybe that's something later on.
Yeah, definitely.
But tattooing just felt right to me. It sort of called me.
Oh, nice.
I bought a tattoo machine maybe a year and a half ago.
Decent.
I wanted to do tattoos. Got some fake skin. I was practicing.
You know the fake skin? Is it true that they do it on pig skin as well?
Yeah, that's true as well. The problem with pig skin is that it will go bad, you know, so you can't look back on it.
Okay. You just got to put it under the grill, make a bacon ball. Any barbarian, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out barbarian behind the camera. Tattooing just felt right for me, Like it felt like the right way to go. I mean, tattoo artists are artists in their own right, you know, like
100%.
Like when I say it's a lifestyle, so down at Villains, shout out to Villains, shout out to Kale, Jar, Ziggy, all of them.
Good guys, really good, great tattoos.
Yeah, 100%.
And they've got that new liquor thing. What they got?
What If? Yeah, it's the What If Kale tattoo collab. Okay. Yeah, shout out to What If as well. Shout out to District, Dom and Baz. The lifestyle of all the guys down there, they're all artists, you know, and they do all kinds of different things, and the environment is just beautiful, where like everybody is seeing the world from that creative lens. When I heard an opportunity to go there was possible, well, actually there wasn't even really an opportunity. We sort of made an opportunity. I wanted to go work for Kale. He is a beast. Like, check him out on Instagram. It's Kale Tattoo. I've been following him for a long time, and I wanted to get into tattooing. Bought a tattoo machine, and then learnt that it wasn't really the best move to be tattooing from home.
Right. Okay.
You know, you have to really work for a shop, sort of the way things are set up in Perth. And I put the tattoo machine down for a while, but I kept drawing, I kept creating, and then I put together my portfolio. There's a whole bunch of different styles and different things all in one book. I said, fuck it, I'm gonna go try and work for Cal, because he's the man. And so I'd been trying to get in touch with him. One of the boys, Dom, he's good friends with him, and Brady as well, the barbarian behind the camera. He's mates with Kale as well because he's been tattooed there a few times.
Yeah.
And it just all sort of worked out. I've been trying to get in touch with Kale, send him a few messages on Instagram. The guy doesn't fucking open his messages because he's got too many messages.
Yeah, bless.
And it was his birthday, maybe, I'm gonna say like 2 months ago. Barbarian, what do you reckon, Brady?
Yeah, it was about 2 months ago. Yeah.
Oh, that's where I met you, Duran.
Yeah.
So it comes full circle.
Yeah.
It was his birthday, and I was meeting up with Brady and yourself, Duran, for lunch. And at Karana, Brady messages him, says, "Happy birthday, bro." He goes, "Oh, thanks, brother. Come down and meet up for lunch." He goes, "Oh, I'm just going to Karana now with one of my mates, and I'll come meet you after." He goes, "Bro, I'm at Karana now. I'm at good company." So I was halfway there. I fucking turn around, go straight home, grab my portfolio, go there. I'm like, "Now's my chance. I'm gonna be able to fucking live my dream."
Yeah, good.
We get down there. Brady's like, "Oh, he's with his family, so just kick back for a little bit and wait." I was like, "Cool." Sat outside Jamaica Blue for like an hour. And then Brady calls me and goes, "Where are you, bro?" I said, "I'm just at Jamaica Blue." So I'm coming over now. Come along with you. That's where we met. And there was no Kale with you. I was like, "Fuck, I missed my shot." He's like, "Kale's gone home." Oh, Kale's left. I'm like, "Fuck." He goes, "But he's invited us to come hang out at the shop. You want to come?"
I remember. The shop's sick as well.
Yeah, Villains.
Sick.
And that's what I mean. That environment is It's like a like a cauldron for fucking fueling.
Your ambition, eh? What you're into.
Everything there is just. I don't even know how to explain. You have to see it for yourself, when you're there. But that kind of just worked out. Carl wasn't looking to bring anybody on. And I just annoyed him until he gave me a shot.
Persistence and it's consistency. It's not annoying. You're not an annoying geezer, It's just because you're so passionate about something, you're just forcing it. You're not.
Yeah,
not even forcing it. You're just really working towards it.
But it's like it seemed like that. Like was the way that it had to go. Even with creating in general. I think that's why I've done so many different things. Because I wake up every day and just whatever. Like, listen to my soul, listen to my gut of like what needs to be done today. What am I working on today? What do I feel like today? Part of art and there's a video on YouTube talking about Basquiat.
Okay.
Basquiat.
Nah, go on.
He was an artist, abstract artist, good friends with Andy Warhol.
Right.
Back in I think maybe I'm gonna say like the 80s maybe.
Back in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Joel, was you born in the 80s?
96.
96. Bro, I'm 89. That sounds old, that does, My man just threw me under the bus there, innit? Like, back in the 80s, ages ago. Like,
you were born in almost the 90s, though.
Yeah, but still.
These guys were like 30 in the 80s. These guys were in their 30s and the 80s,
Yeah.
But, Basquiat, there's a video on YouTube talking about creating and consuming. So you have to always be outputting.
Yeah.
But then, obviously, there's times where you're not constantly creating. You have to take some breaks, but while you're taking breaks, you want to be consuming.
Yeah, of course, definitely.
Consuming art and different inspirations and things.
150%.
Yeah, so when I'm not creating, I'll be on Pinterest, I'll be on Instagram, I'll be on YouTube, like just bringing all inspirations, different things, music videos. I love sitting and watching music videos.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I'll come back and say, what do I feel like doing today? And sort of piece together all these bits of inspiration and go that way.
That's cool, that is.
Maybe that answers your question.
Nah, that's cool, that is. I appreciate that. Because these podcasts are about inspiring other people to do better in their lives, overcoming personal traumas and things that they've been through and think they can't get out of them. Because what I've noticed through, especially PT and being a high school teacher as well, sometimes you get trapped in a system where, you think, this is my life. I can't move forward, or my parents have done this, so I have to do this, when it's not right for that person, or, like a community or something, or a culture. What's something that you've been through and you was able to come out of it, and what steps did you take? Like, what habits did you do? Like, how did you improve yourself in that time of your life to come out of that situation? And it could be anything. It doesn't have to be it could be anything. It could be about your education. I don't know. You want to lose a bit of weight. It could be something personal with yourself. Like we had Liam, like we were talking about last time, and he's talking about obviously his mental health he went through.
Yeah.
Anything, but it's just to inspire people that are watching this, that you know what, Mason done it. He's a top lad. I can do it. Do you know what I'm saying? No, but it's true though. It's just about inspiring others to do better. That's all it is. That's what these podcasts are about.
Well, look, naturally, we're always going to have these super dark times.
Yeah.
We're always going to have hard times. I mean, an old friend, his name was Michael. I used to work with him at the car yard. He passed away from cancer last year, on my birthday actually.
Right.
But whenever working in sales, you'd get in a rut in your head quite a lot. Whenever there was a quiet day or a quiet week, you start questioning your own abilities of, am I a good salesman, this and that. Michael would always tell me about the moral compass. To come back to the moral compass, he's like, a good salesman, a good artist, a good boxer, a good sportsman will have a good enough moral compass that when you start steering left and like life's going to push you either way, how quickly can you get back up to north? How quickly can you reset?
That's true.
And that stuck with me a lot. Now, talk about like, I don't know, I guess dark times, trauma and that. I'm happy to get pretty fucking deep with it, to be fair.
It's however comfortable you are. It's just to, like I said, inspire other people that are going through something. Especially as men, there's a stigma that, you know, you try and speak and then, you can't show any vulnerability, or you are a protector and a provider. And even though it's a lot more out there now, it's still hard for men to speak. I don't care what anyone says. I can't communicate. I'm very like, you see what you get, and then in my own time, I'm dealing with my own shit. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how I've been brought up, from that kind of era. So yeah, just how comfortable you can get through with it, like talk about it.
Well, first of all, I think that's important that you can recognise that as well. That's really great that you can recognise. Well, because I think you are, like, I mean, a lot of people, they don't recognise that they aren't good at talking about their emotions, but you're emotionally intelligent enough to say, I know I have emotions, but I just don't know how to talk to them, or I don't talk about them very often. I mean, I definitely can be the same sometimes where I don't talk so much. It's definitely a thing of just men. We just sort of prefer to shut down and deal with our things internally, right? But let's get sort of deep. So I got a couple of little short stories. In high school, there was a guy, I won't say his name, but we had a bit of drama. We used to so we used to all go and is this just free reign? Just say anything, swear. Just as long as
it don't incriminate you, or you know, the old Bill knock your door like, mate, bam, 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 and we've got evidence here, then we're screwed, you know. Just, you know, I'll be honest with you, but it's just to inspire others. Do you know what I mean? Right. Chopping over and that.
Well, I think this would be relatable because probably a lot of kids that grew up in Australia. And this would be relatable. A lot of kids that grew up in Australia have probably had a similar experience.
And it's just to like make sure that these kids that are going to go through this again, they're not going to, because you've told them how to overcome it. That's all it is.
So we used to all go. We'd build spots in the bush, right? We'd go behind different places. I don't want to say specifically, but we'd have bush spots. There was always a thing, you have sesh spots, right? Everyone knows
that's the thing in England as well.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah. But not in the bush, we'd be like the parks.
Yeah, right. That's brave, just like on this fucking seesaw, hey? Just like in the tunnel, in the slide. We'd have bush spots and that, and we'd go down there and sesh, and that was always a good thing. You know, there was a couple of boys that my mates were sort of not really good with. They'd had drama in the past, this and that. But on some day, everything they became friends. But I was a bit hesitant about it, or something just didn't quite feel right. In time, ended up having some drama with one of the boys in particular. We'd said some stuff to each other on Instagram on I think it was on a Friday night or a Saturday or something. And he said to me, come with that same energy on Monday, see what happens. And this guy was like 3 years older than me. I would have been like 15 or 14 or 15, and he was like, I think he was 18, to be honest. Lot bigger than me, and I was a chubby sort of kid at that time as well. This is before I lost a lot of weight. So I was 105 kilos at one point, right? And I went down to about 65 kilos. I dropped about almost 50, 40, 50 kgs in like 6 months. 1 year to 6 months, around about that time frame. That's when I started doing Muay Thai. I started doing CrossFit and eating good. But that stemmed off of what I'm about to tell you. Come into school on Monday, and I'm like, head down, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to worry about this, I don't want to have this kind of beef, in the canteen, just sort of avoiding this guy. And then it sort of kept going on over the course of that week, getting a lot of messages on Instagram from this guy and his friends saying, we're gonna whip you, we're gonna stab you, this and that. And then so I was chatting to one of my friends at the time, a girl, and I don't even know what got into me. I was so young, I'm like, I don't care, if these guys want to stab me, I'll stab them back. Fuck, I'm not going to do anything like that, man, what the fuck? But she had gone and told somebody else, Mason said he's going to stab this guy. So then on the Friday, we're in the canteen, he goes, he stands up, Mason, why are you saying you're going to stab me and my mates? I'm like, fuck, man. I get up, I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? Why are you saying you're going to stab me and my mates? And I was like, fuck you, bro. And then he's like, go sit down, you fat little shit or something like that. And that really upset me, I was like, fuck you. And then he just decked me, just got decked, so hard. Knocked me out cold. And from that, it was like such a humbling experience. Like, I'd only ever done karate before that, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't learn to punch properly, you know? Because I hit him once. I hit him on the chin.
Yeah.
But I didn't hit him hard enough to like put him down.
Yeah.
Just hit him where he was shocked. Face swung. I went back, got him on the chin. He's shocked. And the next thing I know, I remember seeing his hand like this, and I wake up on the floor.
Really?
Yeah, it was fucking spin out. First time I've been knocked out, and that like put me in a weird spot mentally of like, you know, you feel invincible when you're younger. And then when you get knocked out for the first time, you learn. And from that, I started boxing, started doing Muay Thai, grappling and shit as well, and doing CrossFit. But I also didn't want to see this guy anymore at school. And I didn't want to see any of my mates that were involved with this guy anymore either. Because it was just the bad energy. The first time I experienced that kind of real bad energy in my life. At recess, and I'm going to sound like a pussy, but it's all good. Like, this is real shit. At recess, I'd just sit in the toilet by myself. I'd eat my sandwich. And I remember I used to listen to this song, Suddenly, by A$AP Rocky. Like, every day, it talks about change and talks about how things will suddenly get better if you listen to the lyrics. I used to listen to that song every day in the toilet. And then at lunchtime, one of my good mates, Seb, his older brother, was in the school band. And a couple of other boys as well, one of the boys from my year, John as well. Shout out to those guys. They actually formed a band now called Streetlights, and they play
cool. That's pretty cool.
around the place, yeah. But I was cool with those guys. And I've always loved music. They let me come down and just hang out in the music room with them on lunchtimes. And I go in there. They had a recording studio in there as well. And you could only go in there if you were like part of the school band or whatever.
Right.
But I got to go in there. And then hanging out with them, learning how instruments were played and everything. And I started getting into the recording studio and I started trying to make rap music and that.
Yeah? You got any bars for the camera? Need double on that,
Wheel up. Yeah, but I wasn't making like MCing, I was making like fucking, like American rap music, you know what I mean?
Okay.
It's inauthentic and that's why I don't resonate with it anymore,
Right,
it's not me. But that's how I got into music, was through that. And then I started learning how to make beats as well. And then that sort of went later into me producing and DJing. And like everything that happened with that period of my life led to everything that I have now. It's like, if this didn't happen, this wouldn't happen, this wouldn't happen. It's butterfly effect.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and I think a lot of our best times in life would not have happened if we didn't go through our worst times in our life.
Yeah.
You know, and that is, it gets much worse than that, you know, but that's a surface level story of...
What would yourself you on about? It gets worse.
What's that?
As in like your own journey?
I mean, there's definitely some darker stories, you know,
but,
But that, I'd want that to inspire people, that like,
of course,
you know, every time you get down, you can only go up from there, you know. You hit rock bottom. There's you know the Straits?
Yeah.
They say falling down's an accident, staying down's a choice. You know what I mean? You gotta like, when the life wants to kick you down, you gotta get back up, because that's where the strongest side of you comes out, you know, where you're at rock bottom.
Of course.
Yeah, like, I mean, there's different things as well, right? Like, I've been through financial troubles as well, and then that would lead to later mental health issues and things like that. And I've been through a lot of anxiety in my life as well. A lot of so I don't smoke weed, I don't drink alcohol, I don't do any drugs whatsoever. I just smoke ciggies and that.
Right.
But for me, I get like a psychosis when I drink or I smoke weed. And that's why I don't touch it.
Okay.
You know, and a lot of my friends that were during that period of time where there was all this beef kicked off, a lot of them, like, you know, got into different drugs and things. Benzos was a big thing, like Xans.
I don't know.
No?
I think I've heard of that.
Xanax, there's a whole bunch of others, like, I think it's like clonazepam and shit.
They're like prescriptive drugs.
Prescription drugs,
right,
yeah.
Okay.
Where like they fall under benzodiazepines, I think is how you say it.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know what you're on about,
like the sleepy drugs and that.
Right.
Turn you into a zombie. But a lot of people that I know growing up, they ended up getting pretty hard on those kind of drugs and that. And then like it sort of felt quite disconnected from all my closest friends when I was younger. And even one of my friends, I won't say her name, but she was doing a lot of drugs as well, and it sort of pushed us apart. And that's like such a weird thing of like people that you know, and then but when they take substances, they become different people.
Yeah.
And for me, then I can't even. I feel actually blessed that for some reason when I was 14 or 15, smoked too much bud at one time and tripped my brain out. Well, now I can't have any substances or I get psychosis. And and like that was so traumatic, bro. During that time, that was so traumatic. It took me weeks to recover from that psychosis. It just happened one day. I think it was when my brain just wasn't fully developed enough to deal with that. But everybody around me is okay. But I'm glad for that, because I never went down that path of trying anything harder. Never went any harder. There's positive in all these bad things. The most horrible things that have happened to us, we're still here today. So it means we're alright.
Yeah, cool. I see it as this: there's always light at the end of the tunnel. You know, these hardships do form you. Yeah. If you have it all easy, plain and simple, like, it'd be nice and easy, but is that really a journey? Yeah. Are you really developing that authentic person that you should become, or you're destined to be? Everyone has upsets. Yeah, I've had upsets. Everybody, you know, it's a part of life. But it's just, are you going to stay down and get up? Fuck that, I'm getting up, bro. Straight up, man. You know what I mean? That's like, it's happened to me so many times. I could talk about it for hours, this shit, but it's just life, man. You got to take the good with the bad and just move forward. Did
you get into boxing because of hard times?
So when I was really young, like I was like primary school, I used to get racially bullied quite bad because I'm a Sikh, like, and we have long hair and stuff. But it wasn't anybody from school, it was like outside of school around the area, and it was older lads. So they just beat me up or like really chase me down and throw stuff. Like, it was horrible. It was just very intimidating.
Just being a brown boy.
Like kind of having long hair but looking different to the rest of them, or even just you know, just being nasty, just nasty kids, individuals. But there was a few times as well when I did stand up for myself. So like, there's this one kid, I sort of punched him in the back. I was like, I just lost my plot. I was 10 years old, this geezer's 11, and he's with his two cousins that are like 15 and 16.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, what's happened is, I'll tell you how it's popped up. My auntie's come and visited us, and you guys probably won't even remember, but the 402, Nokia 402.
What's that?
It's like an old, big-ass brick phone. You remember it, John? Yeah, with the aerial like this. Yeah. So you could get the phone open to all networks. Yeah. You guys just go home, you know, what's the point?
Them in museums, maybe.
So she's gone, Duran, if you can get this open to me, open the phone up for me. Like, get yourself something to, I was like, all right, sound. So I'm kind of buzzing. I've walked to the shop now, 10 years old. I've got the phone open, and the guy's made a blunder. He hasn't charged me. So I'm walking down the road thinking, I've got my auntie's phone done for free, and like, you know, I'm a bit of a big boy, this, that, the other. So as I'm walking out, I've seen this dickhead that I don't like, and I've always had drama, even in my teens, because he was in this big gang around the area. And I've crossed the road thinking, I don't want to walk past these. Very 10-year-old kid, you know, by myself, he's with his two cousins. So he's crossed the road as well. I'm thinking, fuck, like, what do I do now? So he's bunksed me hard, and then he's put me in a headlock. So I've just lost my head because my turban come a bit loose.
Oh, right.
So I just lost my head, and I punched him randomly in his back. And like, at that age, I never used to, I was a very timid kid. Like, the way I am now is completely different. I was almost 10 years old.
I understand,
I was like, you fucking this stuff, like, I fucking have you, you fucking rare tear. And then his cousin's sort of like, nah, he's only joking. He's like, I fucking have yous as well. Like, you just lost the plot, innit? And like, where you from? I'm from Runcorn Road. I don't give a fuck. Fuck it. Like, let's go for it. And then like, they're like, nah, we're just joking, blood. We're just joking, this, that, the other. So I walked on gas like, this is how it rolls. Yeah. But then 2 weeks later, I've gone to like, there's this guy around our area called Errol, proper lovely guy. Like, he's a proper community geezer, Sunday football, youth clubs, like, and he'd sort issues out for kids. Like, you know, if you're getting bullied, he'd like do seminars and like come. Just a real nice guy, Errol. Like, big part of my childhood. And he had a football team, and his team were rough and ready. Like, they're all older. I was the youngest there. All Jamaican lads and that. And there was this one kid, I'm not going to say his name because I'm good friends with his sister. And what's happened is now the first week, this is like, so I've had this altercation with this other dickhead that I don't like. Started football, Errol's football, and every Sunday. First week, he's just like screaming at me, straight at like, what the fuck you looking at? He's 16, I'm 10. And I'm thinking, oh, okay.
What for?
Just a nasty geezer, a nasty individual, just a nasty guy. Second week, I've gone, he's tripped me up, like, just kept fouling me and being nasty and pushing me and that. And then the third week, I've gone, and he's tapped me on the shoulder, and I've turned around, he just bombed me in the face. Like, he's fully punched me in the face. And I'm thinking, fucking hell, I thought, like, you know, I've had one altercation, that's it, it's no more now. But what I'm trying to get at is, they'll always come. You've just got to keep rolling with it and just keep doing like what you've got to do, you know what I'm saying? And just not back down. And sometimes the battle won't go your way, but you know, fuck it, man. It is what it is. But I got into boxing because my dad's into boxing. I'm named after his favourite boxer, Duran. And like, boxing's always been in our household. My dad's got boxing magazines from like 1979, the 80s all the way up to the early 2000s. We got VHS like boxing videos, and like every conversation with all my uncles and my cousins, and it's always around boxing.
Yeah, man.
Like it's always around boxing. So when I started when I was 14, it was on and off. Went to a few gyms, didn't really get coached properly. But in my early 20s, like that's when I started taking my boxing seriously. Then I started coaching, and it's just a great place. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to travel through boxing. I'm able to I've met great people. I met Deontay Wilder in a service station.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
and the Nando's, like, that was a crazy one. Like, I was sitting there and I was like, no way, my man's in the Nando's, you know, like that. I'll show you the picture. I'll put it up on Instagram.
Is he a big guy in person?
Well, he is massive.
Yeah.
Massive. Like, he looks skinny because he's compared to, you're comparing him to Tyson Fury and, you know, all the heavyweights, but, bro, he's intimidating. He shook my hand, his hand was like this. I swear to God, it was like, boom, just suffocating me. I was like, but like you got into boxing for and certain sorts like that. I think it's important that people do, like, it's not a male, female should get into it as well, man. You know, the way the world's gone as well. In England, it's horrific what's happening. You got racial rapes. I mean, this Sikh woman got murdered the other day, stabbed. And I think she had a baby that's 3 months, you know. Just gives you self-defense, confidence, awareness, you know. Great people to hang around with as well. But yeah, that's the reason I got into boxing.
I always thought about like, if I have kids one day. Which I'd love to. Do you want kids, Duran?
I'd love to have children, But I just feel you got to have it with the right missus.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah, absolutely,
It's a camaraderie, isn't it, you know.
Yeah.
You got to have mum and dad, so.
That's what they call it, a partnership.
Yeah, it's true, man. Yeah, I'd love to have children, I would,
Yeah, but when I have kids one day, they're going to be fighters, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, straight, as soon as they're old enough, I'll get them in the gym. Like, in the boxing gym or Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, whatever. Just like mixed martial arts and that as well. Always thought that, and especially for girls as well.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, bro. All this kind of shit, like.
It's dangerous out there, and you're in a positive environment, you know, you're betting yourself mentally, physically. The conversations that happen in the gym, some gyms are not always like that, but in Champions, it's always positive. There's banter, but it's in a positive way. It's not demoralising. It's not like it's good fun, man. It's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we was going to go back to as well. The book Ikigai. So that's your book that you would recommend everyone to read.
Yeah, for sure.
And what's it? Because a member from Champions gave it to me as a going away gift, and I read it on the plane. Like I finished the whole book on the plane, which is such a great book.
Fantastic.
So what inspired you from that, and like?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to read it for yourself to really get deep in it. But the premise of the concept is that in order to have true fulfillment and enlightenment in life, and the Japanese call that ikigai, the idea of enlightenment, is that there's 4 main principles that you must tick all those boxes in whatever you're doing in order to have true enlightenment. Those 4 things, you'll see them on a diagram. It's like a Venn diagram, 4 circles, and they all cross over each other. They'll have crossover points between each of them, and then in the middle they have ikigai. You have doing something that you love, doing something that you're good at, doing something that the world needs, and doing something that you can get paid from, you know. And within each of those, I can't remember exactly, right, but something you're good at and something that you're paid for, that's your profession, right? And something that you're good at and something that the world needs is a vocation, I think. And something you get paid for, I can't remember now. There's different crossover points, right?
I remember seeing like the bubbles in the pages.
Yeah, I'm trying to see it in my head now. But all in all, if you do those 4 things within everything you've got, then they say you can get true enlightenment. I don't think there's any hiding from working.
Yeah,
you know?
Definitely.
Like, but work doesn't have to be work. You know, you see people, they retire 60, 65 years old, and then they stop doing stuff. They just sit, maybe watch TV.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, have dinner and then go to bed and do the same thing every day. And those people are unfortunately, they pass away fairly quickly after retirement. You know, often. And even you see people that keep going, you know, doing even just crosswords or something.
Yeah, of course.
Crosswords, Sudoku or whatever, you know, play piano or whatever. Like my great aunt Doris, she lived to, I think, somewhere in her 90s, like late 90s, I think.
That's cool, that is.
And she was always switched on up here mentally. Her body gave way, but she was always switched on mentally right up till the end. She used to play piano and that as well. And it's like, it's a muscle you have to train, right? And if you don't train the muscle, you die, you know? Yeah.
Definitely.
And where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so you have to work. You have to do something, you know, and again, it doesn't have to feel like work, but you have to do something.
Yeah.
And for me now, tattooing, well, not tattooing yet, but being in the tattoo space and training to be a tattooer. That's what I love.
Yeah.
Art.
Would you say it's like a way of expressing your feelings then?
Massively, bro.
Yeah.
It's the only time where I actually turn off my brain. Yeah. You know, and also, yeah, I can express myself fully. And I think I'm okay at talking about how I feel. You know, when in general, I usually try my best to talk about how I feel. I'll be super open. Any of the boys, anything. Doesn't matter how tough you think you are. If you can't talk about your feelings, you're going to be soft in here.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? You can be real hard in here, as long as you talk about things and you let yourself be vulnerable on the outside. Then it will make you stronger on the inside.
But also you want to be vulnerable around the right circle.
Yeah, that's true as well.
Because there's a lot of fakes and stuff out there. You know, you want to make sure you're in the right circle. That's why I feel like go into positive places. You'll attract positive people. You know. And I'm not saying all clubs and like bars and like, far from it, because I've done it in my teens and my 20s, you know, going out having a laugh. But what I'm trying to say is though, there's other positive things you can do. Like it's easy to say to someone, yeah, let's go out now, man. You know, have a few drinks or whatnot. But to wake someone up at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, bro, we got gym, you know.
Yeah.
You know how much effort that takes, and that person's not feeling it, and you're ringing them up and this, that, and you're like, bro, I'm outside your house. I've done it so many times, like to a lot of people back in the UK.
Yeah, true. Just pop to the house.
Yeah, they
get the gym.
The thing is as well, they get like, oh, we got to come and train with you. Yeah, that's safe, come, man. And then I've had this one cousin who come with me, literally 20 minutes after, he's like, I'm just going to go to the toilet. Yeah. And I've texted him, he's like,
fucked off.
Yeah, he's like, bro, I was sick in the toilet, I had to go home, you know.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? I was like, rah. So, but 100% positivity around the right circle, you know, finding your purpose and vision. I totally agree with you, Mason. Yeah, definitely.
You know, being vulnerable and being yourself, I think two separate things, of course. Being vulnerable is very important. But when we talk about getting into circles where you can be vulnerable, I think it's about being yourself first. Because if you're not being yourself, then people that are looking for you can't find you.
100%.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Like the more you step further, and I find even with art as well. So before I was selling cars, as we know, and that was not my passion. That was not what I wanted to do with my life. I like talking to people. I think I'm good at connecting with people, and quickly, you know, and that's why that job worked for me for a while.
Yeah.
But it wasn't what I was passionate about. My soul was always pulling me towards creating. Whatever it may be, I had to be creating all the time. Yeah. And even now, every day I have to create. I have to do something, or I feel like I'm gonna die. Like it's deadly serious.
That's fair.
Yeah. Like it's deadly serious. Of like I need to create every day. My soul tells me I have to create every day, or if I stop, then that's it. I'm done. You know. And with my soul being pulled in one way and my passion being pulling my soul the other way, it's like really fucking rips you apart. And a lot of people are quite unhappy. And you think about, say you sleep 8 hours a day out of 24, that leaves you 16 hours left. Say you work 8 hours of those days, you're at work a third of your life. You're not working only a third of your life, right? Which means that you're working half of the time that you're awake for most people. And if you are miserable in that half of your life, obviously you take holidays and stuff, this and that, and you have weekends and that. But if you're miserable for 8 or 9, sometimes 10. I mean, we work 10 hours a day at the car yard. Not to say that the entire experience was miserable. You know, I definitely had a really good time.
It's not aligned with your vision.
Exactly, it wasn't aligned. So it was pulling me the wrong way.
Yeah.
When I quit there and decided to go tattooing, then it's like everything. It's like my energy. Imagine you've got like a cup, and you got 100% capacity, and you know you've got a bunch of crude oil in the cup. That doesn't, let's say 50% of that, and you can't get your full capacity of water, you know, you can't get to that full capacity. You have to remove something to be able to get your cup full. And I really can feel it physically, have emotion, I say like emotion, like but the way I mean it is like, you feel it when you're moving, when you're going, your eyes. You have to sit his head on the fucking. You know, you feel it when you're moving in the right direction. And like when I cut out the part of me that wasn't fulfilling me 100%, I feel ikigai now. You know? I'm doing what I love, doing what I think what I'm good at. I can always be better at. But at the moment I'm good. What I can earn money from and what the world needs as well. The world always needs more art. 100%. The world needs more griminess. Needs more tattoos.
I definitely do.
Yeah?
Oh, of course, bro. As soon as you start tatting, I'm coming to you, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in the queue, innit? Because Joel's first.
Yeah, that's it.
yeah. So I'm in the queue.
Like, I'm big into Proverbs, and there's this one that says that water that is too pure cannot harbour any fish. Which means that if you are trying so hard to be clean and polite all the time and fit into society's mold of what's good as opposed to what is bad,
Right.
you'll never experience your true self.
Because that was the last question, like a quote you say, you live by it and you inspire. Is that one of the quotes you live by?
That's one. There's lots and
so
lots.
you've got a few more. So we'll save that to the last.
Got
one.
lots in there, yeah.
But that, I like that though. That's pretty cool, that is.
Water that's too pure cannot harbour any fish. I want to just briefly get into like my mantra, my DNA.
Do it, bro.
So Grime Studios was a brand that I started with a couple of the boys, Josh and Dom, maybe 6 months ago or so. And we started it because there was an opportunity to just do a collab with big drum and bass DJ Sota.
Okay.
And one of the other boys, Window Kid, as well. When he come over here, we did a collab with him.
Right.
But I wanted to turn it into something more than just a merch brand, you know. And you know, I wrote down all of my inspirations. I wrote down everything that's ever inspired me and everything that I feel, and just sort of collated it all over the course of like a few days. I just locked myself down of just like focusing nothing but this. That was my entire world for a few days. And what came from it is Grime Studios as a brand represents me and what I truly feel on the inside, but it's like a personification of that, right?
Okay.
So Grime Studios is about representing those pushed to the edges by society's made up rules.
Right.
There's things like that are perceived as bad. For example, tattoos. Tattoos are just ink on your skin, right? Graffiti is just paint on a wall. Nudity is just the body. Swearing is just language. None of these things are inherently evil, but they're just perceived as evil and perceived as wrong and taboo by a polite society in order to sort of
Control?
control us, yeah.
Okay.
There's an idea of absurdism. Absurdism is just a mindset of people try to find meaning and purpose in a universe that's inherently chaotic, you know. None of it really actually matters, you know. None of this or any of this really matters. All these things that we worry about in our day to day, and all these labels that we put on things, and people like politicians, celebrities, they're the same as people who are homeless or poor or drug addicts or whatever. The people that society likes to look down on are inherently exactly the same as the people that we look up to. We're all made of the same shit. We're all blood and bone. And one of the biggest sayings across Grime Studios is that we're born naked and we die naked. Meaning you come into the world with nothing and you leave with nothing. Right? We come from the earth and we return back to the earth. At the end of it, all these things that we think are so important to us now, they weren't important before we were here, and they're not going to be important after we're here.
It's quite deep, that is, you know.
It is super deep,
man.
But what the purpose of that is to say that everybody is the same.
Yeah.
We're all the same, and we should all treat each other with the same love and the same respect.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. So Grime Studios, is that like a clothing brand? Is that
It's
like
a clothing brand.
It's a clothing brand.
But
okay.
It's inactive at the moment, but we'll bring it back eventually.
Yeah.
But with all of this, with tattooing and everything, I've got so much on my plate, learning lettering and learning trad, neo-trad, realism, like learning all these different styles. There's so much to do. It's like as I'm learning more about this kind of stuff, I will start to develop my own style,
Right.
and step further and deeper into who I am. You know, as I'm, you know, we say the water that's too pure. The water's quite pure right now. Like I'm trying to make the water a bit more muddy it up, add a bit more inspiration. All the dark things, all the good things, all the bad things, everything has to come together in order for us to like see what's
The light, would you say?
Yeah. We talk about yin and yang and shit.
Yeah.
It's necessary for us to have an equal amount of good and bad.
That's pretty deep, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty deep, man.
But then it's a conversation of morality as well. Like what is really good and bad? What is good, what is bad? And these things that polite society likes to tell us are good and tell us are bad, I think is a whole lot of shit, to be honest. Tattoos, like no one gets tattoos and just wants to go kill somebody. You know what I mean? Maybe like murder, I think that's morally bad, right?
You know what's right.
That's a
and
bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel it. Your primal instinct tells you that don't feel right. That's
Exactly.
horrible. That's wrong. You know.
Yeah, but no one's gonna do graffiti and then go like, fucking shoot someone up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like these things are, you know, associated with bad things, but there's also good that comes from it. But it's important to recognize all that. So it's about like recognizing all the raw parts of what make us human, of what make us who we are, and accepting that, because all in all, we live in chaos and we try our best to make meaning of it all. But if we can just accept the chaos, then we'll be comfortable in any kind of situation, then comfortable in yourself as well. I hope that makes sense.
Deep, that is.
Yeah.
That's deep, that is, bro.
I hope it makes sense though.
100%.
I hope you're on the same.
For a young guy as well, you're very smart, man. I'll be honest, man. Wow, that's actually not me for like fair play, man. That's pretty sick.
I hope that can inspire people. That's ultimately. I mean, that's what this is all about, right?
Yeah, that's just about inspiring people. Because the next question is, if someone wants to get into what you're doing now, what advice would you give him? What steps would you take, or what steps have you taken in order to do that?
All right, first thing, just drink lots of water. Eat a good meal. Like first of all, eat a good meal. Drink lots of water. Have a good sleep. Has your Uber
Eats come yet?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not living by my own advice. I'm not hungry. Get a good sleep. Just reset your brain, right?
Yeah.
Even take a holiday. Go to fucking Bali or something. What I'm trying to get at is eliminate all distractions. First of all, just in right now in this situation, eliminate all distractions and make sure you're 100% comfortable where you are, right?
Yeah.
Write down everything that ever has and does inspire you.
I like that, you know.
When we talk about finding our style or finding what we want to do, you don't have to look outside. It's already here. Everything that you've seen, a billion things in your lifetime. You've seen so many things, and certain things will like sort of tickle parts of your brain of like, I like that, I don't like that, this and that. But until you really sit down and go deep into it, you don't realize what's inspired you. You know, when I look at what's inspired me, there's a lot of things like graffiti, UK street culture, hooligans.
You like the UK scene, and you started to say a few words like I do.
Yeah.
All right, geezer. You say geezer like that, don't you?
I like geezer heaps, yeah. Like bell end and melt and shit. I love them kind of words. Even gaff, you know.
Gaff,
kind of like gaff.
yeah, boy man's gaff, yeah.
You know, there's all kinds of different things, and then you know, like got kung fu movies and shit that I used to watch, like growing up. And it means you got to really look back. Like for me, I used to finish school, and I'd catch the bus home to my nan's house every day after school because my parents were always working. And my nan would have all these like Bruce Lee DVDs, Jackie Chan DVDs,
sick.
And I'd watch all kung fu movies and that. And then I like Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, that's
and Wu-Tang Clan are very heavily inspired by kung fu and shit.
Yeah.
And you start to see connections with everything. I really like underground rap music. Let's say like MF Doom, Jay Dilla, Nujabes, all these like kind of like underground samplers. These guys that sample all different sounds off different tracks and things like that.
Yeah.
And like they are inspired by these things. And they like to piece things together. That's why they inspired me. Virgil Abloh, any clothing brand designer, but basically a lot of designers in every right, they are heavily inspired by Virgil Abloh.
Okay.
Do you know Virgil?
I haven't heard of him, you know, to be fair.
So Virgil Abloh was the creative director for Louis Vuitton, I think, for a little while.
Right, okay.
He started Off-White. You seen the brand Off-White?
I have seen that brand,
That's him, yeah. V-Lone as well, that's his brand. Virgil Abloh, he passed away, I don't know, maybe, I can't remember, maybe 5, 6 years ago now.
Right, okay.
But he is a massive inspiration. I keep sort of going on these tangents, but I come back around. Virgil Abloh, one of the biggest things that inspires me from him was he was working on a candle, and a candle, it looks like a crushed can. You know, like this candle that he's working on, looks like a crushed up can, but it's got a candle in the middle of it. And he was talking about, if I take this and I put it in a garage with a bunch of crap on the floor, it's going to look like rubbish.
Right.
But if I take this same piece, the same object, and put it into like a studio lit background in a gallery on a white pedestal, it's going to look like art.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you're trying to create something, it's not about creating the product itself, it's about creating the environment that it sits in. And that's important.
It's deep, man.
Yeah. For me, I need to step into more and more of my true self every day. Create, find more of my style, find who I am even more and more every day. And part of that was having to leave that job that I was in, that wasn't my environment that was suitable for my soul, and go into a place like Villains, where everything around it works for me, works with me. It's the same concept. That's why Virgil Abloh inspires me. Got lots of different inspirations.
Fair play.
And looking at all of your inspirations, then you'll start to see core themes across all of it. You know, you've got stuff like, we look at like, I like, you know, Kung Fu and like Japanese culture and stuff like that. Fighting and shit. Why do I like fighting? I like fighting because I guess I like violence. It excites me a little bit. And then it's like, why do you like that? Oh, because
that's why you like fighting, right? The violence aspect. See, I like the art of it.
Yeah, that too. I love
you know,
fight science is like one of the best things.
The science behind it. Like, I like the. Don't get me wrong, I like the brawlers, but like someone that's just countered and just timed it correctly, or like watching a lot of Muay Thai now, living here. Someone just steps forward, bang, the teep's there straight away. I love that kind of aspect of it. That's what gets me like, wow, that's sick.
Even watching Mike Tyson, he's like so low. He fights with his legs, It's bang, like he's got so much power up through here. Like studying different fighting him, you know, Muhammad Ali. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just
technician.
yeah, he's light on his feet, but he's like fucking super precision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, this is a bit of a debate, but probably I reckon Muhammad Ali might not keep up with a lot of these new school boxers.
Is that your favourite boxer?
No, my favourite boxer is probably Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
because he inspired me so much growing up.
And he's been through a lot, you know.
Right, Mike
a
Tyson,
lot, man.
I think Mike got into boxing because when he was in prison, wasn't it?
Yeah, he got into it. They did like a program in there, and that's how he met Kuss and all through that kind of stuff.
Him out on that,
But we met him in Ireland. We did.
Did ya?
Yeah, we did like it was like it was an event there, and he is hilarious.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
Funny guy in person,
he's so funny.
What was that interaction like?
First thing he said is like, as soon as I've landed here, I had to ring McGregor and get some weed.
Yeah.
I'm like, this guy's a joke. And then he's so intellectual though. He's so smart.
Yeah.
Like some of the things he was dropping was sick.
I think because he's been through so much shit, it's probably made him quite emotionally intelligent.
Oh, 100%. Like
you see that a lot.
His story come out a lot when he was a kid, and it's just he's been through the you know.
Mike Tyson's been through some shit, man, for sure. It taught him to be tough though as well. But getting back to what people can do right now to
get into the art.
Yeah, to get into the art. Like, look at everything that inspires you. Find all the core themes across it. Find out why they inspire you. I got into briefly like violence. I like violence because I was so scared of it as a kid. You know, and I step into it now of like that it's okay, you know, because you have stuff like fight science.
Yeah, of course.
You have the art of it that teaches you that it's all very technical and
psychology of it as well.
It's all psychological as well. There's all these different themes, right? And then that, you know, you step away from those things that first inspired you. You just look at the core themes, and then you build them into new things. Like I like quite dark art and shit. You know, you see this cowboy back here. It's quite dark.
We're going to go through that in a bit as well, just to walk through like your stuff that you do, man.
Yeah, it's quite dark. A lot of my art I don't have here. It's all at the shop.
Okay.
But on my Instagram, again, at KUSHO.au, there's like a portfolio thing on there. And you've got heaps of my art on there, you can see.
Okay.
But yeah, very dark kind of stuff. And I think it's because like something sinister about it like draws me to it. I wouldn't say I'm like gothic or anything like that in my appearance, but you know, I do resonate with this kind of stuff. I think because society looks at it as dark and scary and evil, I like to try and see the other side of it, that it's not. It's just human. You know, this is just normal. These emotions, I mean, this is so desolate, this piece. It looks like he's just, I don't know, he's been through some dark shit, but that's natural, that's a necessary emotion.
That's pretty cool, that is. That's cool, that is.
Yeah. So like, look at what inspires you, take all the themes from it, and then start making stuff from there. Do what you think you can do first, and then just keep doing that over and over.
Keep at your craft, innit?
And then you'll start to step out of that slowly. You have to learn the rules in order to break them.
I like that.
You want to do lettering, learn how to write letters properly.
Yeah.
And then start learning how to...
Just learn, so you're basically saying learn every aspect of your trade, innit?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like you have to step fully into it and change your environment towards you.
Oh, okay.
If you, you know, if you're in an environment that isn't suitable towards you, you're a product of the 5 people you spend the most time around. Yeah. You know, if your friends are not...
Of course, your circle's the biggest thing. I mean, like, I got into boxing because my dad's got into boxing. Like, my dad was a big role model in my life, you know. Knocking out a national front and racism, like, dealing with it in the 80s.
Yeah,
like, so,
that's massive.
And that's as a kid, like a 10-year-old, I think, yo, my dad's like this and I'm getting beat. This must be something wrong with me. And then I did, like, you know, change my appearance, obviously, because of bullying and stuff like that. So when I started high school, I was a very different kid. I was a kind of kid like, fuck it, let's have it. Like, fuck it, I'm not bothered. And I still would get jumped. Like, I'm not saying that I was invincible.
You
like,
never win every fight.
Nah. So the next question, Mason, is next question we're going to ask you is your favourite movie or a film that you like watching with a quote from it. It could be anything like.
Well, my favourite movie is The Gentleman.
The Guy Ritchie one.
Stop, love Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Guy Ritchie's got a lot of. Yeah, he's got a lot of like Snatch, Lock, Stock, Smoking Barrels. Yeah. Like,
have you seen King Arthur?
Yeah.
That's pretty sick as well. You know?
Like, well, all Guy Ritchie's films, like they have all these stories and they sort of piece together at the end. That's what I really like. The Gentleman. I'm trying to think of a quote now. I mean, it's cool when Matthew McConaughey is sitting down with the Chinese fella, and he's like talking about the lion and the dragon and shit. You know what I mean?
When the lion's hungry, he eats that one.
The little dragon.
Yeah, that's it.
The little dragon's gonna get eaten by the lion because the lion's the king of the jungle and something like that.
Yeah.
Go on. That's mad. Actually, I've got like a bit of a proverb, or not proverb, but like a thing from related to that. That's like you can apply to anything. The purpose of it is to say that you got to do it for the love of the game. So there's 3 types of people in the world, right? You got the dogs, the horses, and the lions. And I read this. I think Alex Hormozy said this on like some sales training thing. But the lions, the dogs, and the horses. So the dogs will keep eating, and they'll keep fucking fighting as long as they're being fed. And as soon as they stop being fed, they die, right? Then you've got the horses. The horses will keep galloping as long as they're being fed. And as soon as they're not being fed, they go down to like a steady sort of walk, just a little trot.
Right, okay.
Then the lion can have a full meal, be completely full. It's just eating 3 antelopes, and a little rabbit will hop past, and it will still kill it and still eat it, even though it's full. And it just kills for sport. Does it for the love of the game.
Okay. Where did you read that?
Alex Hormozy said that on some sales training podcast on Spotify. But the meaning behind that, right, is that there's some people that will, as long as they're getting praise, clout online, or they're getting attention, you know, then they will keep going with something.
Yeah.
You know. And as soon as things are not going so well, then they just give up.
Yeah.
You know, and they die. You know.
Yeah.
That's the dogs, and then the horses will stay at a steady trot, and then as long as they're getting attention, things they'll go hard, and they come back down, and it's hard for them to get back up to a trot again, or up to a gallop, and then the lion just does it because they love it. You know.
Yeah.
So if you can try and be the lion, you should. You know, learn to love the process of everything.
I like that.
Boxing, for example, you know, you train hard consistently, you get sick, you know, you're off for 2 weeks, the dog will never go back to boxing. You know what I mean? The horse will get sick, will take it easy for a little while, might slowly get back to boxing, maybe come once or twice a week as opposed to their 4 or 5 days before. You know, and then maybe they might get up to a gallop once they start getting good and people start saying, oh, you're doing really well. But the lion will get sick and it will keep training. Or maybe fucking pass out.
I like that.
Have a day off here and there and then get fucking straight back to it. Because the lion loves the process. Just kills for sport. Do it for the love of the game.
That's pretty gangster, that is.
Yeah. So it's similar to the whole lion dragon
The
thing.
gentleman.
Yeah, the gentleman.
Decent. Brady, what's your favourite film, bro? And a quote from it?
Yeah, it's Finland.
It's probably Conan the Barbarian. That's his name. He's the barbarian, you know.
You just put me on the spot.
Nah, you don't need to. He's the man out here. Favourite film and your favourite quote?
My favourite film's Borat, to be honest.
Borat, okay. Yeah. What's your favourite quote from that? Very nice.
Probably something I can't say.
Right, okay.
But yeah, Borat's probably my favourite film.
Yeah, decent.
I love that movie.
Joe, what's yours, bro?
No, I like cars and I like Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first ones.
The first one's the best.
Yeah.
Then it just went a bit silly. Like they're going to space and that.
Yeah. But
bro, they're going to space. Like, give it a rest, you know.
anything with a fucking engine and some wheels, that's me.
Yeah, you had it. Yeah. You had it. Sam, what's yours, bro?
Damn, I didn't even think about it. Maybe I held like Rush Hour, like with Jackie
Rush Hour.
Chan and
Okay.
Chris Tucker. Maybe when he's like...
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yeah. Or when he goes to that massage parlor and then Jackie's like,
yeah.
Like, we gonna get some mushu tonight.
Yeah.
That's probably my favourite.
Decent. So the last question is now, Mason.
Yes. Just dog out the way.
Thanks for letting us, do a podcast with you, talk about, your creativity and your product and your vision as well, bro. I think it's really inspiring. You've been, everybody's going through stuff. You can either stay down or you get back up, and you've seen some sort of light in art, which I really appreciate. What's a quote that you say and you live by and you inspire others with?
There's so many, Duran. There's so many.
Yeah, just one off the top of the head, or like just a common one that you say, because there's quite a few that I believe in as well. But
First of all, I'm honoured to be here as well, by the way.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not a massive artist, whatever, but I'm glad you can appreciate the way I see the world.
Yeah.
The deeper you are in the night, the closer you are to the morning. Life's a cycle. The darker you are, the further you are in a dark time, the closer you are to a good time.
Right, okay.
Everything comes around. Life's never going to be good all the time or bad all the time. The deeper you are in the night, the closer you are to the morning.
Right. I like that. Where did you read that?
Can't remember. Eh?
Yeah?
I've got a notes app on my phone. There's
Nah,
like
that's-
hundreds in there.
That's sick. That's sick.
Well, I've got one more actually.
Go on now.
I've got a bunch, you know. I've got a bunch.
Listen,
You
three
throw
of
it
them,
here?
3 quotes.
All right.
Go on, 3 quotes.
There's one. This one's not so much a quote, but it's there's 2 dogs, right?
Yeah.
They're both chained up.
Right.
One of them's in the dark, and one of them's in the light. Which dog survives?
Probably the dark because he's trying hardest to get in the light.
Maybe. Yeah.
It's a 50-50 question, isn't it? The one in the light because he's more open to privileges, or the light's shining on him more, so opportunity.
The answer is that it's the one that you feed.
That's some riddle that is, bro. Fucking hell.
So the dog in
That wasn't a quote. That was a riddle, man. What's that about?
Look at that deep, right? You know,
There's me like, yo, it's the one you feed. All right.
yeah, it's interesting to see what people might think, you know.
Yeah.
Think, oh, you know, the light has more power, or the dark has more power, or whatever.
Yeah.
We use that as an anecdote for ourselves.
That's true.
We've each got 2 dogs inside of us. One that's happy and positive, and one that's a bit darker, you know.
Yeah.
But whichever one we feed, whichever one we pay attention to, is the one that's going to grow.
Nah, I like that, to be fair.
Yeah.
Now you've explained it, yeah.
Makes sense,
I felt a bit
eh?
like a plonker then. I was like, shit. Felt like a school question. Like, go on, one more quote.
All right. The frog at the bottom of the well thinks that the sky is small.
That's deep, that is. It's pretty deep, man.
There's a big world outside that well, but the first when you're all the way down, you think that's all there is, and you look up,
Yeah.
and that's all there is. But once you get out, you realise it's different. So, perspective. Talk about your environment.
Yeah,
You
that's
know, we've
deep.
spoken about that before.
Yeah.
You know, if you change your environment, you'll learn that there's so much more for you to learn and to see, and so much more for you to find in yourself as well when you're around different things. I think.
Yeah, I like that. Mason, thank you for.
Thank you so much, my brother.
Really appreciate jumping on this catch up with Duran. Like I said, it's just about promoting positivity. If we change or we inspire one person to do better in their lives, this is what this whole thing is about. I want to thank our sponsors once again. Big shout out to Jason Property Management. Like I said, it's a family-run business. My family back in the UK, they've supported me with every project I do, from fitness, like YouTube videos, my own boxing fights. They really have supported me. So big shout out to them. Big shout out to Screwtech Brady. Good friend of mine. If you need any roofs doing, I'll be honest, he's an absolute legend. Hit him up. We'll leave all the socials in the video. Big shout out to Champions Gym as well. Train there, work there. Great owners, great merchandise, great environment. It's such a good culture and a good community to be around. Big shout out to Aquapacks, my good friend Leo, who supplies all the FIFO camps with water. And a massive shout out to my mate Sam as well. Thank you for filming us today. He's an absolute legend. If you need any videography, sick. He's done some big projects as well. Doing one in Japan, he's got a couple of celebrities hitting him up. Ain't you, Sam? Tell the camera, bro.
Like yourself, Sam.
Yeah, see what I'm saying, man. See what I'm saying. But joking apart, big thank you to everybody. All right, you take care.
And a massive shout out to Duran as well
Oh,
for doing
appreciate
this,
it,
bro.
Appreciate it, yeah.
Spreading the positivity
Yeah,
and
it's
the love.
just,
We
look, we
people
need
like
more of that in the world. That's
100%.
all it is, man. But thank you. Take care. God bless you. Sweet.
Chill out.
That was good, man.